Ron Isley shit on. That nigga was fly as fuck in that motherfucking battle. And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Yung Dolemite, for the Too Much Game podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room. Once again, late show. On some real shit, the main reason this motherfucker late, dog, I had to finish watching that goddamn Verzuz battle, my nigga. The Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it's crazy, cause like I didn't even know that shit was today. For some reason, I thought that shit was Mother's Day. Like I kept hearing motherfuckers saying the battle was gonna be on Mother's Day. So like, I really was off guard by the whole shit. Wasn't expecting it, but it was a pleasant surprise, my nigga. Motherfucker was having a cool Easter and shit. I was at my in-laws' house and shit. They barbecued and all that, so you know, it's cool. Spend time with the family as usual. You know, regular shit. So you know, we eating barbecue and damn, I forgot who it was. Oh yeah, Confessions from a Red Couch podcast. Shout out to her. She DM'd that shit to a little group chat we in on Instagram. So that let a motherfucker know that the battle was cracking. So you know a motherfucker had to tune in and shit. I was pleasantly surprised, nigga. The whole battle was dope as fuck. You know, the playlist, the motherfuckers, of course, they got jams on top of jams. So that was a beautiful motherfucking thing. As y'all can see, this is my first fucking... No, it's not. It's one of my first episodes since I had my shit set up right in the Boom Boom Room with no fucking headphones on. But a nigga had to, you know, if you watching live on fucking Instagram or on YouTube, motherfucker got my little fedora on and shit. Motherfucker had to, you know, get my Ron Isley on. Nigga had to have a little player vibe and shit. Cause nigga, my nigga Ron Isley beard stole the show. Like, you know, a couple motherfuckers I seen like in the comments like, damn, what the fuck is Ron Isley at? Niggas ain't even recognize him with the beard. So, you know, shout out to Ron Isley for having the beard and shit. My nigga beard gang. Stand the fuck up. That nigga represented for us. But, you know, overall, dope ass battle, my nigga. You know, like one of the things that stood out to me that, you know, if I could have one critique, one thing that kind of like let me down and shit, my nigga Verdine didn't pull the fucking bass out, my nigga. You know, like I seen that nigga hop up a couple times and that nigga did like the hand motion like that motherfucker was getting ready to get cracking, my nigga. You know, because Ernie Isley, he brought his guitar out. You know, it started off a little slow, you know, as far as like the energy go and shit. You know, like the first couple songs they played, motherfuckers was sitting down. It looked like a listening party almost. Like it started off, Steve Harvey was doing this little bullshit. You know how Steve Harvey do, oh, y'all young motherfuckers this and y'all young motherfuckers that, this real music, this the music for the grown folks. You know, he did this whole little bullshit. You know, motherfuckers basically like, shut the fuck up, Steve. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. We know it's grown folks music. We know what type of party we signed up for. You know, what she say, B and Kimberly, oh, Joe, you missed it. You better go on YouTube and find that shit, cause that shit was dope as fuck. That was my favorite verses now. You know I done probably came in here and said that motherfucking shit like 2 or 3 times. Like, oh, this my favorite verses. This my favorite verses. This one, nigga, this shit was a moment, dog. This nigga Ron Isley, 79 goddamn years old. Nigga, that motherfucker was looking so motherfucking player. Came out with the chinchilla on and shit. Nigga, I was hyped on some real shit. Like, that shit was like the highlight of Easter. You know, like the barbecue and all that shit was cool. But nigga, watching that shit, I was like, damn. I really hope they put that shit to where a motherfucker watch that shit over and over again. Cause that was a fly ass battle. You know, everybody looked good. You know, for the ages these motherfuckers was, they was performing they ass off. Like, them motherfuckers show why they legends, dog. You know, like if you know anything about Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers, and it's funny because I swear, if anybody was following me on my last Instagram page before I got banned the last time, nigga, I had posted that Earth, Wind, and Fire should go against the Isley Brothers last year. If anybody really followed me back then, y'all niggas know I'm telling the truth. I called this battle last year. I didn't even think that it would actually happen. It was more of like a what if Earth, Wind, and Fire win against the Isley Brothers type shit. Like I did it on some like what if hypothetical, nigga. I ain't think that it will possibly happen. So it's dope that they actually pulled that shit together. You know, shout out to Swiss Beats. You know, that nigga did that shit. But yeah, you know, like I said, like the thing that kind of fucked me up was seeing Ernie on the guitar, but not seeing Verdine on the fucking bass. Like if y'all know who Verdine White is the bass player for Earth, Wind, and Fire. The dude who got like the wild ass perm, crazy looking dude, he the bass player. He came out there with only a microphone in his hand. Like that shit was disappointing. Like he didn't even look right without that motherfucker. It was like looking at Superman without his cape or some shit. But overall, dope ass battle. They played most of the songs that I expected to hear. You know, like Earth, Wind, and Fire came out swinging. Like on some real shit, nigga, I thought Earth, Wind, and Fire was gonna slaughter their ass. Cause Earth, Wind, and Fire came out with Reasons, That's the Way of the World. Like them niggas came out, nigga, playing straight banger after banger. And the Isley Brothers, they started out kind of slow, my nigga. Like I was really tripping. Like, do y'all niggas hear what these motherfuckers doing? These niggas coming with some shit. You know, cause what was the first song the Isley Brothers played? I think they played Love the One You With, which ain't a bad song, but it ain't like that banger. You know, like them motherfuckers came out with This Old Heart of Mine, and then the fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire came out with Let's Groove. I'm like, oh shit, this finna be bad. Because like if you know about Earth, Wind, and Fire, like if you listen to them, you know, a lot of they songs, when the fucking first chord play, you can hear the crowd go crazy. So I think that's kind of what like added to their fucking performance. Like these motherfuckers start the song, and you hear a million motherfuckers screaming and hollering. You know, of course, if y'all know these verses, you know, these versus battles, they be in like these small venues. So you know it ain't no crowd big enough to do that. But that shit just add, you know, to how the shit sound, like the effect that shit have on you when you hear it. But, you know, overall dope ass battle. Like it was funny to see Ron Isley's beard be like the star of the show. You know, like I said, this motherfucker 79 years old, my nigga. That nigga came out chinchilla coat, nigga with the fedora on, nigga, you know, fly ass suits and shit. And he started out slow. Like I was kind of like, damn, nigga, Ron done got old. Ron chilling. Probably like 4 or 5 songs in, that nigga hopped up, you know, did his little shit. They took a break for like maybe 15, 20 minutes and shit. Nigga, after the break, that nigga Ron Isley came out with a fucking vengeance. Nigga, that nigga came out performing. You know, because in the beginning, like I said, nigga, the first half of the battle, Earth, Wind, and Fire took that. Slaughter, nigga. They walked away with that shit. Second half, nigga, Isley Brothers did they shit, my nigga. The Isley Brothers, you know, shout out to Ron, shout out to Ernie, and shout out to the rest of the Isley Brothers, whether they living or resting in peace. Them niggas handled their motherfucking business, my nigga. That was a dope ass verses. I'm glad I ain't missed that shit. I'm glad I was able to see that shit live. That shit was fly as a motherfucker. You know, Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind, and Fire, that nigga sounded great. You know, for them motherfuckers to be that age, them motherfuckers sounded good, dog. Like, them motherfuckers is in their 70s, my nigga. Like, for a motherfucker to be that old and still be able to, you know, do they craft to that level, nigga, shout out to everybody involved, my nigga. I love seeing that shit. You know, I'm looking through the comments of that shit. Seen a lot of motherfuckers, you know, praying for DMX and shit. You know, that was like something that kind of fucked a nigga week up a little piece. You know, like, that's just some shit you hate to see, dog. You know, like, if we all know about DMX, we know as far as his personal life, the motherfucker been fighting demons, my nigga. Like, you know, my niggas, he's struggling with substance abuse. You know, so he OD'd this week, and I think he in the hospital. You know, you seen reports of him on life support. You know, I seen another report of him being off life support and breathing on his own, which kind of was like, cool, okay, he improving. But then, you know, I seen another report saying that shit was false. So, you know, just everybody, you know, if you a praying motherfucker, pray for DMX, my nigga. You know, that shit, that's just bad news to hear, dog. You know, like a legend of our era. We just don't want to see a motherfucker like that go out that fast, you know, especially with seeing the nigga on the Verzuz, you know, not too long ago, maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. He was in the Verzuz against Snoop Dogg and he looked healthy. You know, he looked like he was in good spirits. I think he had just got out of jail not too long before that shit. And he seemed to have been doing good. So, you know, prayers to DMX, my nigga. You just hate to see shit like that. You know, especially with a motherfucker to the magnitude of a DMX. You know, that motherfucker's literally a hip hop legend, my nigga. Like, I still remember DMX, you know, his rookie season putting out 2 albums and shit. Both them motherfuckers going platinum. Like, DMX a motherfucking beast, my nigga. Get At Me, Dog is still like one of them songs that, you know, when you hear that shit, like, I could still sing the whole motherfucker verbatim, and I ain't heard the song in a while. Like, DMX that nigga, man. So, you know, prayers up to him. Hopefully he get better. Hopefully he improve. You know, hopefully this is a wake-up call to get him off that shit, man, because you just hate to see shit like that, my nigga. Like, you know, I just hope that the motherfuckers around him can, you know, help him to move forward and get past all this shit, because that shit just is some bullshit, dog. You know, like, as far as what else a motherfucker been seeing in the news, you know, I know a lot of motherfuckers saw, like, TMZ post a video of, you know, Quavo throwing Saweetie into the fucking elevator. You know, and it's a trip, because, like, I go back and forth with this shit. You know, not as much as far as, like, trying to excuse Quavo for his role in the whole shit. But, you know, it's kind of like one of them situations where you don't know the whole story of certain shit. So you can't absolve everybody or certain people in certain situations. You know, upon my first viewing of the video, you know, the video that I seen, which was only the fucking elevator footage, you know, all you see is Quavo throwing her into the elevator looking like some abuse type shit. You know, and you know me, nigga, my first instinct is this nigga Quavo a bitch for that shit, dog. You know, which I'm not saying that, you know, what he did was right. But, you know, from what I hear, there's other footage of Saweetie swinging on this nigga or some shit like that. You know, I guess, you know, it wasn't completely a Quavo jumping on Saweetie situation as much of a these two motherfuckers is just toxic together type of situation. You know, and that was kind of like something that, you know, kind of like interested me a little piece, you know, because like it was one of them weeks as far as like the news and shit. Like, y'all know how I do. Like, I like to pick something, you know, maybe my favorite piece of the news of the week, and then just go based off that, you know, run off an hour of, you know, game based on what a motherfucker could have did, how some shit went, how some shit could be improved, and how I could relate it to the life of a regular motherfucker that's listening to this shit and help them. You know, but as far as like this week, a lot of the shit that I was seeing was kind of just like, that's cool. I might talk about that. I see what's up with that. You know, so like upon seeing the video, my first mind was just like, man, niggas really need to quit fucking around with the women that'll make you feel like you gotta do all that shit, dog. You know, like I just tell motherfuckers in general, like, you know, I'm not no domestic violence type of nigga. Like, just the way that I run my program with anything. And like I tell niggas all the time, my nigga, any female that you feel like you got to put your hands on, you don't need to be around. Like, there's no woman in your life that should get you to the point where you feel like you need to fucking hit her, my nigga. Like, that shit all the way out, dog. Like, especially a nigga like Quavo. Like, you got access to any fucking woman that you want. Like, you can fuck any celebrity bitch, any R&B singer, any famous fly groupie, any bitch on Instagram. So there should be literally no woman on this planet that'll make you put your fucking hands on her. You know, and like I said in the video, it's more of a struggle than a beat down. Like, at no point in the video did this nigga swing on her. Like, it looked like they was like struggling over a bag or some shit like that. You know, so like Francis Ford CC said, his side, her side, and the truth. You know, and that's the fucking thing, my nigga. Like, we don't have no context to that video. You know, so it's kind of hard to really put the blame on the motherfuckers. So on some real shit, like, as far as like what I would say in the whole shit is, you know, I'm just gonna take a time to sit back and get all three sides of this motherfucking story before, you know, I pass my judgment. Forgot my goddamn gunshot, my nigga. Shot that bitch off all late. But you know, this episode, I'm off today. You know, it's a late show on some real shit, because now that I think about it, you know, I usually do this motherfucker on Fridays. Friday is my day. But the way my work week is set up now, the way my schedule set up for the next couple weeks, I'm probably going to be recording on Sundays, because, nigga, I don't get off till maybe 10, 11 o'clock Pacific time on fucking Fridays, and I be dog tired. So, you know, probably the next 3 shows I'm gonna be recording on Sundays, just to let you motherfuckers know, so nobody's surprised. So if y'all been waiting on this bitch on Friday night, Saturday, and all that shit, it's coming on Sunday, my nigga. Just cause, you know, work schedule and shit. But anyway, you know, as far as like the Quavo Saweetie shit, you know, like, let's just get all the facts before we pass judgment. No, Quavo was not right for his role, because no matter what the fuck they was fighting over in that motherfucking elevator, I just couldn't really see myself even getting in a situation where you could even try to make it seem like I put my hands on the motherfucker. You know, because like in the episode that I did, Be Careful. Like, it's just certain moves in your life that you don't want to make, especially when you the type of person that got something going for yourself, got a lot of motherfuckers depending on you, got a lot of motherfuckers looking up to you, got a lot of motherfuckers looking at you. When you know that everywhere you go, cameras gonna follow, every move you make is gonna be recorded, everything you do is gonna be put on Front Street, you just gotta move real careful. You gotta be real strategic about shit. Whatever the fuck she maybe took from him, that nigga should have let her get off with that. Nigga, unless it was like some priceless baby picture that your mama only have of you, and that's the only copy of the baby picture, yeah, maybe. But it's like, come on, dog. Whatever the fuck she took, let her get that, my nigga. Like, don't put yourself in a situation where a motherfucker could even show a video like this and make you look like you on some bullshit. Like, that's the part of the shit I didn't really like to see as far as Quavo's role in the whole thing. But at the same time, you know, like I said, I'm hearing that there's other either footage, which I haven't seen yet, or testimony that Saweetie started this shit. Like, Saweetie was the motherfucker that broke bad and took off on Quavo. And this was just his reaction to what she did. And like I said, like, you know, people in general, dog, like, you know, like I was mentioning maybe, I think in last week's show about Quavo and Saweetie, a lot of what we was laughing at as far as, you know, him repossessing a Bentley truck was just 2 young motherfuckers doing young people shit. You know, young couples do goofy shit like that. Like, they do petty shit to each other. They get in disagreements. They do little stupid shit on social media. You know, they talk stupid to each other. You know, they throw subs at each other. That's just what young motherfuckers in relationships do. But as far as the physical aspect, nigga, at no point in my young life did I ever think that it was cool to put my hands on a fucking female, especially over some bullshit. Like, it ain't nothing you could take from me that I could afford to replace that I'm gonna put my hands on you about. Especially if I'm a motherfucker like Quavo, who's in the light at all times. I'm the type of motherfucker that TMZ is just waiting for me to do some shit, good, bad, or indifferent. Like, nigga, Quavo, like, nigga, you in the light, my nigga. Like, you are that nigga. You can't be moving around like you a regular nigga. You can't be doing regular nigga shit when you fucking famous. Nigga, getting into it with your girl as a regular nigga, yeah, nigga, y'all can have a little tussle, little shouting match, little struggle, little you give me, no, you give me, no, you give me. Nigga, when you famous, dog, you have to keep your hands to yourself, my nigga. You can't even do nothing that look like it's some bullshit. You know, so as far as like that, like that's the thing that I seen is, as far as like the Quavo aspect of the whole shit. Just like, my nigga, it just don't look good. You know, cause we don't know what the fuck happened yet. We don't know what he did yet. We don't know what she did yet. We don't know where this stems from. We don't know if these motherfuckers been squabbing like that they whole fucking relationship. We don't know what the fuck going on as far as this. All we know is what we saw in that short 30-second fucking video. You know, because like another thing, as far as like what I kind of noticed, which like I'm not gonna say, like I said, it's not me giving him a pass in the situation, but something that I noticed as far as like something that, you know, like don't jump on the, oh, this nigga like the new Chris Brown or the new fucking Ike Turner. Nigga, when she went down, he had the opportunity to take flight on her motherfucking ass. If that was his intent, I think his intention was more whatever the fuck was in her hand, he wanted that shit. You know, or whatever the fuck she was trying to go, he wanted to have her where she was. You know, and that was kind of like what made me be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we need context to this shit. You know, because he didn't hit her. Like, the nigga just got her ass in the elevator, then like turned around and looked up at the camera. And even when he looked up at the camera, the nigga was really like on some shit. I forgot they had cameras in elevators. And it's like, nigga, I guess you ain't talked to Jay-Z in a while, my nigga. Nigga, rappers and elevators don't fucking mix, dog. That nigga should have thought about that motherfucking video with Jay-Z and Solange, my nigga. You gotta be careful in them elevators. And like I said, nigga, just as a rapper in general, you just gotta be motherfucking careful no matter what you do. Because the lights is always watching. The cameras is always on you no matter what. So, you know, just how I'm looking at this whole shit, you know, I hope everybody involved is better for this shit. You know, I hope this motherfucker ain't got to go to jail behind this shit or nothing stupid like that. You know, but at the same time, nigga, I just hope this is one of them teachable moments for him, nigga. Like, I need to leave this bitch all the way alone. Because if I was Quavo's homie, that's the advice that I would give him. You need to leave that bitch alone, dog. Nigga, you and her, y'all don't need to be together. You know, her too, as her homegirl. You and that nigga, y'all don't need to be together. If y'all, as two famous motherfuckers, is getting in physical altercations, y'all motherfuckers don't need to be together. Ain't no love that strong, my nigga. Like, it ain't no force that a motherfucker's gonna put on me that's gonna make me do no shit like that. Especially when you got a lot to lose, my nigga. Like, you ain't fucking, you know, Quavius, whatever the fuck your name is, whoop-de-whoop, from around the corner no more, my nigga. You're Quavo, the famous rapper. When you're a motherfucker who got the light on you like that, you just gotta move a certain way. You know, and you gotta be around certain people that keep you as far as like your element and the moves that you make. Like, you gotta be around motherfuckers that's not gonna have you doing dumb shit. You know, like, this is something that I tell motherfuckers, like, the niggas around you have a big influence over your fucking trajectory as a person, whether that be career wise, you know, personal wise, or any of that shit. Especially your motherfucking woman. You don't want to be fucking with no woman that's gonna have you putting your motherfucking hands on her, dog. You know, now, a woman beater is a fucking woman beater, and that's what that is. But at the same time, if that shit not your fucking character, which it kind of looks like in this video, because like I said, it ain't like when she hit the floor, that nigga start fucking swinging. It just looked like he was trying to get something from her or get her ass into that elevator for some strange ass reason. So that's the reason I'm not giving him a full fucking pass. Because, yeah, I'm giving you a pass because you didn't steal on her ass like you could have. But I'm not giving you a pass because, nigga, your method of getting her in that fucking elevator made you look real fucking suspect, my nigga. Like, you could have did that shit way more player than that. If she didn't want to get on the elevator, my nigga, it should have been like, all right, bitch, I'll holler at you later on. I'll holler at you on the phone. I'll call you. I'll talk to you. Or if you got my PlayStation 5 or you got my gold chain or whatever the fuck he was trying to get from her, I'll get that shit from you later. You know, there's just ways of taking care of certain shit that don't involve physical violence. You know, because when you a famous motherfucker, man, physical violence, dog, that's so far past the last resort. Like, when you become a fucking celebrity, dog, like, literally, like, the type of motherfucker that's just playing with millions of dollars on a regular fucking basis, nigga, physical violence should be out. Like, that shit shouldn't even fucking factor into your thinking. Like, you got niggas who you pay to do shit like that. Like, nigga, if you know, and this is like one of my things when it come to rappers in general, dog. Like, this is just some shit, like I be telling my homies all the time, like, nigga, if I'm a rapper, it ain't nothing street about me. Like, yeah, I'll tell you niggas, yeah, back in my day, I used to be a fool, but now that I'm a rapper, my security will fuck you up. I'm not fucking you up. If I got beef, my security gonna fuck you up. I'm not finna fuck you up. I'm not finna throw away no piece of my life over no bullshit, because I got a lot of motherfuckers depending on me. I got a lot to lose. Like, that's a lot of rappers' problem. Like, these motherfuckers be so busy trying to hold on to this motherfucking street cred that they don't understand really don't mean shit, especially when you actually really been in the street. You know, because like, that was like one of the things that like when 50 Cent got cracking. Like, that was one of the things I respected about 50 Cent. You know, like, all these niggas, oh, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a rapper. When 50 Cent came out, he like, nigga, I'm a rapper. I done all that bullshit. Y'all know I done it. I been shot. I done been to jail and all that shit, my nigga. Like, I don't have to prove to you niggas that I'm a real nigga, because that don't matter no more. I'm a rich nigga. Like, that's the fucking thing about these niggas, man. And you know, I say that shit 1,000 times on 1,000 episodes. Like, the reason I don't have a lot of respect for rappers is because of what they sell, the image that they sell, the mindset that they sell. Like, they really make it seem like it's more important for them to be a street nigga than to be a rich nigga. Like, at the end of the fucking day, my nigga, you know, and this is something that, like, I tell my little homies and shit, like, when it comes to this street shit, you know, because I'm not too far removed from the streets to where I'm not still tapped in with certain niggas, still tapped in with certain elements. You know, like I told y'all motherfuckers a couple weeks ago, some shit I can't really speak about. You know, like, it is what it is, my nigga. But, like, something that I tell my little homies, like my little young street niggas all the time, like, if y'all really, as far as like gang banging and shit like that, y'all really look at the nitty gritty of all this shit, the motherfuckers that got the most respect in the hood ain't the motherfuckers that catch the most bodies. It's always the motherfuckers that got the most money. Nigga, it's a nigga in your hood right now. The way these street niggas be trying to race around and catch bodies and put in work and hit licks and do all this shit. It's a motherfucker in your hood that probably ain't done no street shit, but he got money and everybody look up to him. And then it's a broke nigga that done killed 16 people and don't nobody give a fuck. Like, that's the fucking thing. Like, you niggas got the streets fucked up. Like, in the streets, my nigga, like, when I was younger, the thing that we always looked at as far as, like, street niggas, the niggas who we looked up to, we looked up the street niggas that had money. Fuck bodies. At the end of the day, my nigga, you know, and it was crazy. Like, in high school, this is when I got the realization of how minuscule catching a body was, my nigga. Columbine. When I realized that a bunch of dorky white nerds that got picked on could kill like 12 people, I'm like, okay, so you don't even got to be a gangster to do this shit, nigga. You could literally be a bitch ass nigga and catch a body. Why the fuck would I have respect for a motherfucker who could pull the trigger when it only take, what, 2 pounds of pressure, my nigga? A baby could pull the trigger and kill a person. So why the fuck do you niggas think that that's what'll get you street cred? Nigga, at the end of the day, trust me, my nigga, who would you rather be? A motherfucker who caught 16 bodies or a motherfucker who got $16 million in the bank? You know, Francis Ford said street niggas want to be rappers and rappers want to be street niggas. Nigga, at the end of the day, it's one and the same. But on some real shit, both of them want to be rich niggas. You know, like, that's the goal in life, dog. Like, at the end of the day, when you cut it all up and strip all the bullshit away from all of it, at the end of the day, my nigga, the goal is money, my nigga. The goal is to have something. Street cred or not, my nigga. Like, put it this way. Who's the realest fucking rapper? Who's the realest street nigga? Like, who's the nigga who we all like, that's a real nigga, that's a solid nigga? You know, like, name who? Like, the baby. The baby caught a body in Walmart. You know, the baby done did all that street shit. We look at the baby as a real nigga. On the West Coast, Dub C, Trady, you know, 50 Cent, you know, like, all these rappers who we look at with street cred, right? Nigga, honestly, when you really look at that shit, would you rather be the hardest street nigga or Elon Musk, who has 0 street cred, or Jeff Bezos, who has 0 street cred? Like, who would you rather be, my nigga? Like, that's the thing. Like, in the black community, we value some stupid shit. Like, I get it, my nigga. Like, it's cool to be that nigga on the street and have credibility, and motherfuckers, oh, you a real nigga, you a solid nigga. Yeah, that's cool. But I'd rather be a wealthy nigga. You know, I'd rather be a nigga that my grandkids could respect. You know, like, that's the fucking thing. Like, you know, at the end of the day, and like, this is some shit, like, just in my hood personally. Like, you know, something that I noticed, like, when I start getting older and shit, like my OGs, like the niggas who I looked up to growing up, like, them motherfuckers got a lot of respect for me outside of street shit. Like, one of the things that a lot of my big homies always mention when they see me is like, oh, cuz bought a house, cuz got a family, cuz doing shit the right way. And it's like, damn, nigga, like, I got homies my age that put in a lot more work in the hood than I did. But they don't get that same love as I get, because real street niggas respect real shit. Real shit is a lot of shit that a lot of motherfuckers honestly can't do, dog. Like, you know, I understand motherfuckers feel like it take hard to catch body. It take hard to do some street shit. It take hard to beat a nigga up and all that shit. I get that. But it's way harder to buy a house than it is to kill a nigga, dog. Cause my nigga One God, One King said, staying free and elevating in life while maintaining your principles and character is where it's at for real. Exactly, my nigga. And that ain't always based in street shit. That's just real shit. Nigga, there's real motherfuckers who ain't never lived in no ghetto. They ain't never been in no gangs. They ain't never did no crime. They just real niggas. Like I tell motherfuckers, as far as like this show, niggas who know me personally, the way I get down and the way that I choose motherfuckers who I spend my time with, I tell niggas all the time, like some of the realest niggas I know ain't street at all. Some of the real motherfuckers who I fuck with, they from the street, but they don't involve theyself in no type of crimes. They like regular dudes. Like I look at Kendrick Lamar as a real nigga. Like, it takes a real nigga to be from that element as far as like the area where that shit goes down, but a real enough nigga to admit that you wasn't in that life. Because there's 1,000 motherfucking rappers, and I tell niggas all the time, like, y'all niggas really be looking at these rappers like they street niggas, and they're literally poets. This he's a poet. He's not no gangster, my nigga. A lot of these motherfuckers just rap real good, and they know a lot of stories from a lot of niggas they know, so they adopt another nigga life. Like how we seen with the rapper Rick Ross, you know, rapping the life of the real Rick Ross. Like, you know, a lot of rappers. It's one rapper who I was gonna name, but I've said his name too many times on this show, and I don't want to run into this nigga and have conflict. But like, there's rappers who literally will rap the life of a nigga that they know, and that be they fucking gimmick. Like, they know so much about this person, they'll literally rap as the person, even though they ain't never lived that lifestyle, my nigga. You was a square. You was a good fucking student. But your brother was a gangster. Your cousin was a gangster. Your daddy was a gangster. So you've heard enough gangster stories to make you feel like, I know a lot about gangster shit. I'm gonna adopt the persona of a gangster, and I'm gonna run around like gangster rapper. A lot of the motherfuckers who founded gangster rap wasn't gangsters. A lot of motherfuckers who we look at on the Mount Rushmore gangster rap, they wasn't no motherfucking gangsters. They just knew a lot of gangster shit. You know, like Ice Cube. Nigga, Ice Cube wasn't no motherfucking gangster. Ice Cube just knew a bunch of gangsters. And that's the thing, my nigga. Like, we can't look at a fucking poet as our gauge of what street shit is. And this is why I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, you niggas can't be looking up to these motherfucking rappers as like the bar of what street shit is. Like, niggas be listening to rappers lying about catching bodies and selling dope, and we like, yeah, nigga, I'ma go ahead and listen to this shit. Nigga, I'ma sell dope like this rapper. I'ma catch bodies like this rapper. I'ma knock niggas out like this rapper. And I tell motherfuckers all the time, dog, like, I made a video about this shit on Instagram. Like, rappers always talk about, I'm a street nigga, or, you know, I just talk street shit. Like, one of my things, dog, like, the only motherfuckers when it come down to real street shit, like, I mean real street shit. Like, I don't mean like rap street shit. I mean real life street shit. The only niggas who I know who get paid to talk about street shit are snitches. So on some real shit, my nigga, a gangster rapper is an oxymoron, my nigga. Like, if you was really doing all that shit in the street like you say, it would be fucking stupid to rap about that shit. Why would I rap about some shit I really did, my nigga? You might as well go knock on the motherfucking police station door and tell them, excuse me, officer. I caught a body about 4 months ago. His name was Jared Coleman. Yeah, shot the nigga with a 38. So if y'all looking, I did that. Why would you do that? That's fucking retarded. And this is what we expect of rappers. Like me, as a child, I was guilty of this. Like when I was little, I used to want my rappers to be real. Like I wanted every rapper that I heard that rapped about killing niggas to actually be a killer. Like my nigga, if I really, as I think about it, like if I really wanted my rappers to be real, nigga, Bone Thugs and Harmony would be buried under jails. Ice-T would be buried under jails. Like, nigga, I used to love rappers that rapped about killing police officers and shit. Like, a lot of the shit that I was listening to, that my favorite rappers was rapping about, like, nigga, for me to want my rappers to really be real, man, these motherfuckers would have all been in prison. Rapping about the shit they rapped about if it was actually true. But the fucked up crazy shit is like, there's grown ass niggas still wanting rap to be real, my nigga. Like I look at rap like wrestling now. Like I don't want my rappers to be real. I just want the motherfuckers to be realistic. Like that's it, nigga. Just sound good, dog. You know, but at the end of the day, like I would love for rappers to just be honest on some real shit. Like I wish that, like how they got that little fucking that little shit to say parental advisory, explicit lyrics on the album cover. Like that shit should say like for entertainment only. None of this shit is real. Like I wish rappers would literally, like a rapper who ended his career by saying that shit. But honestly, I feel like I wish all rappers honestly did that shit. Was remember Slim Jesus, the little white boy who made that song, the little drill song, something with my fucking gang, the white dude. And then like basically he did an interview saying like, man, I don't do none of this shit. I'm a white boy from Indiana, nigga. I just rap good. I ain't no street motherfucker. I just know street dudes, but that ain't my life. And everybody killed him for like, oh, he's a fake, he's a phony. Dog, he ain't gotta be no real fucking gangster. He a skinny white boy to know how to rap. Most of these fucking rappers is frauds. And I ain't mad at they ass, dog. Like, man, get your money, dog. That's what this shit is about. It's about money. You know, all these quote unquote real niggas, all the real niggas in jail are dead. So what the fuck make you want to be a real nigga then? On some real shit, I just rather be a rich nigga, dog. You know, it's cool being real. It's cool being solid. It's cool being honest. It's cool being a man of fucking principles. But you ain't got to be a fucking criminal to be that. You could be a motherfucking square and have principles. You could be a square and be a real nigga. You could be a square and be honest. You could be a square and be solid. You don't got to be no fucking criminal for that shit, my nigga. Quit listening to rappers. That's just stupid. What one guy, one king say, half these rappers are just kids. They letting kids run this shit. It's WWF. Takes heart to build yourself, build your family, handle your business, break generational curses. It's all about growth, in my opinion. Real shit, my nigga. That's the fucking thing, dog. Like, you ain't gotta be a fucking criminal to be a real nigga, my nigga. You know, and like he said, my nigga, like a lot of these rappers, like these motherfuckers is between the ages of 19 and 24. Like these little niggas just still trying to figure that shit out. You know, because like me at those ages, nigga, I ain't know no better neither, my nigga. Like as a young nigga, I was still on dumb shit. Like when I met my wife, I was literally still on dumb shit. Like, nigga, that's, you know, one of the big reasons I was glad to meet my wife and get married to her. Because she got me off of a lot of the stupid shit that I was on, my nigga. Like, that shit dumb as fuck, my nigga. You know, like, you can have street cred. Like, you know, I get it. Like, a lot of motherfuckers, you know, in your young ages, you gonna do what you gonna do. But, like, something that I was taught as a young motherfucker was even when you doing some dumb shit, be smart about it, my nigga. Like, you always gotta keep your end goal in front of you, my nigga. Like, You can't just be out here doing stupid shit for the sake of doing some stupid shit. And shout out to my nigga Eddie Bo in this motherfucker, man. You know, one of my OGs, one of my big homies and shit. You know, my nigga fucking Stucky Edward 08 and shit on Instagram. What's going on, Eddie Bo? But yeah, like my nigga, like, you know, it's just a lot of shit in this life that, you know, like I said, the whole aim of this show, the whole reason I do the Too Much Game podcast, it's like I really hope that young niggas in that age bracket could listen to this show. You know, like if you listen to this motherfucker and you have a homie that's of that age, you know, this is the shit that like I hope niggas at that age to listen to, like my nephews and shit, my little cousins, a couple of my little partners, little homies and shit. Like, nigga, life ain't about that bullshit, dog. You know, like this is some shit that I'm glad a lot of niggas that was older than me pulled me to the side, and certain shit that I wish motherfuckers older than me would have pulled me aside and told me. Like, a lot of that shit that motherfuckers think is cool ain't about shit. You know, at the end of the day, dog, like, it's about money. It's about taking care of your motherfucking family. It's about looking out for you and yours and the motherfuckers that's actually important to you. You know, because like something that I learned, not exactly the hard way, but also of the experience, my nigga. You know, like, I've learned that there's motherfuckers in your life who you hold in high regard, that you trying to look out for, that really don't give a fuck about you. Like the same motherfuckers that you go to prison for be the same motherfucker ain't got shit on your books, dog. Like the same motherfucker you out here catching a body for will be the same nigga to snitch on you, my nigga. Like the same homies that you put over your girl is the motherfucker that's gonna take care of you when you get locked up. Like a lot of the motherfuckers who you looking at like, oh, this my nigga, this my day one, this my bro, this nigga like family. Nigga, when you go to jail for this nigga, you out of sight, out of mind. But the girl who you neglecting is gonna be the motherfucker that's gonna be visiting you. She gonna be the motherfucker looking out for you, taking care of you and shit. You know, and this is what I'm talking about as far as like the shit in your life that's real shit as opposed to the shit in your life that's bullshit. Like a lot of young niggas be on some like homies over everybody type shit. And a lot of times, nigga, your homies gonna be the motherfuckers that's gonna have you locked up. Your homies gonna be the motherfucker that's gonna have you fucked up somewhere in life. You know, so like you really gotta evaluate the motherfuckers in your circle. You gotta evaluate the motherfuckers that you keep close to you. You know, because I'm not even trying to big up the woman in your life 100%, because it also depends on the woman that you choose, dog. You could choose a woman that'll fuck your whole shit up. You know, like certain women, like, and this was something that separated my wife from the girlfriends that I had before her. Like the girlfriends I had before her, like they valued that ride or die shit. Like they was on that, oh, I'm a ride or die, I'm a rider and all this old shit. Like they thought that shit was fucking cool to be like the, oh, I'll stash a gun for him, I'll hide a pistol for my nigga, I'll go to jail for this nigga, I'll do this. And it's like, a real woman will stop you from doing that shit. A real woman don't even want to see you taking penitentiary chances, my nigga. A real woman want to get you out of all that bullshit. You know, and that's the thing. Like, this is what a lot of motherfuckers don't understand. You know, like my nigga Eddie Bo said, nigga, your mother gonna be the motherfucker to hold you down, my nigga. Like, your mom is gonna be the main motherfucker in your corner. Nigga, you go to jail behind a bunch of niggas, and it's gonna be two women visiting you when you locked up. It's gonna be your mom and your girl. You know, and I'm not saying none of your homies gonna be there. Cause, you know, like, in my hood, like, I got motherfuckers that's like family to me. Like, Eddie Bo, that nigga's like family to me. That nigga's like one of my uncles or some shit. You know, like, Twin, Vandy. Like, it's certain motherfuckers from my neighborhood that I literally consider family. You know, like, this is like another little nugget. Cause me, I live in the Inland Empire of California. Like, I don't live in the city that I'm from. I'm from Compton, but I live in Highland. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here like in the Inland Empire banging a set in Compton. It's a lot of motherfuckers in Bloomington, Illinois banging some shit in Chicago. Like, it trips me out that there's niggas who literally bang in the hood that they don't live in. Like, that shit be weird to me, because it's like you willing to kill and die and shoot for niggas who really don't give a fuck about you. You getting put on a set full of a bunch of niggas you ain't never rode bicycles with. You ain't never rode skateboards with. You ain't grow up with. Your mama don't know their mama. They daddy don't know your daddy. Like in my hood, nigga, my grandparents know these niggas' grandparents. My mom know they mom. Like all my OGs know both my parents. They know my dad. They know my mom. Like they all went to high school together. Like all the OGs from my set know my mom. Oh, Nita your mama? Yeah, Nita my mom. Oh, Aunt your daddy? Yeah, that's my dad. Like that's my hood, my nigga. We a big ass family. So it ain't nothing for me to go and do some bullshit for some motherfuckers who I was raised around. For some motherfuckers who I know would do the same for me because they consider me family. Nigga, we literally from the sandbox with it. Y'all niggas that be getting put on a set 90 miles away, like that shit be weird to me. But the thing is, like, the culture has put niggas in these situations. Like, you niggas listen to this music and it got you niggas gassed up. Like, these rappers nowadays, like, they gang, 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 gang. Like, everybody want to be a part of a fucking gang. But, like, y'all niggas don't even understand the principles that these motherfucking gangs was founded on, my nigga. Like, a lot of these gangs is literally families, my nigga. Like, a lot of what you would hear, like, if you listen to, like, old 90s interviews of gangbangers, it was always like, oh, I didn't have a dad, I ain't have a mom, so the gang was my family. And the gang was literally like family, my nigga. Like, in my family, like, I knew my dad and I lived with my mom, but these niggas was literally like family members to me. Like, we spent a lot of time together. Like, we did a lot of shit together, my nigga. Like, it was a family dynamic. So with us, the gang was literally like family. Like, you little new niggas with this gang shit, like, you motherfuckers want to gang bang with motherfuckers you met 3 weeks ago. Like, nigga, y'all niggas out here gang bang with motherfuckers who will literally watch you get your motherfucking brains blown out on Instagram, post RIP and keep it moving and wouldn't trip. Like, that's the shit that fucking tripped me out, my nigga. Like, some of you niggas, like, y'all just got the whole game fucked up. And it's cause y'all motherfuckers be listening to these motherfucking rappers, dog. Like, you niggas can't be letting a poet dictate what the fuck you do and how you move in life and what the fuck you value, my nigga. Because at the end of the day, these niggas is literally paid to sell you the wrong mindset, my nigga. You know, like, that's the fucking thing, dog. Like, you know, you can't listen to a motherfucker who's paid to sell you self-destruction, because that's what rappers do. They sell you self-destruction, my nigga. You know, like, that's the aim of this show. Like, this show is literally like the opposite of what these motherfuckers do. Like, the reason I talk like this, nigga, the reason that I always have shows like this is because I just be wanting motherfuckers younger than me, motherfuckers who on the wrong path, to hear this shit and decide, like, you know what, this nigga right, that is some stupid shit. That is some bullshit. You know, because anybody who know me personally, as far as like my younger homies, know, like, this is the same shit that I tell my younger partners, my nigga. Like, a lot of this shit that y'all motherfuckers think is cool is really some bullshit, my nigga. You know, and I hate to hear motherfuckers older than me that be sounding younger than the niggas who they giving advice to. You know, like, I hear a lot of that shit, you know, and not to shit on where I live, but I hear a lot of that shit out here, my nigga. Like, there be a lot of older motherfuckers that be trying to give these younger niggas advice to do bullshit. And a lot of that shit be shit that they themselves have never done. Like, you getting advice from an older nigga telling you, yeah, nigga, y'all niggas need to be putting in more work. Y'all need to be doing more of this, more of that. Nigga, y'all niggas ain't shit. Like, niggas will tell you you ain't shit if you ain't caught a body. And that be the same nigga that ain't never caught a body yourself. Like, a lot of these niggas is trying to turn you into the rider that they never were. And that's what rappers do as well. You know, I tell niggas all the time, nigga, a lot of y'all niggas big homies is bitches. A lot of these motherfuckers, and I tell motherfuckers, man, a lot of the times, like they say, all the real niggas is in jail and dead. So why the fuck is you listening to this old nigga on the street who ain't in jail or dead? A lot of the times, the reason a lot of these old niggas on the street is because they ain't never done shit. And the reason I'm hitting the bomb a lot, I'm just trying to finish this wine, dog. You know, like my big homie said, nigga, a lot of these niggas is straight busters. A lot of y'all big homies, a lot of y'all niggas is out here trying to talk your ass off the street and talk you into doing a lot of stupid shit. Niggas is hoes, dog. Like, that's the thing, man. A lot of these older niggas is trying to tell y'all to do this and trying to tell y'all to do, nigga, a lot of my big homies that really did it, that really was out here, will be the first niggas to tell you, cuz, this shit ain't about shit. Nigga, you need to finish school. Nigga, you need to keep on rapping. You need to keep playing ball. Nigga, whatever the fuck you got going on positive, you need to do that shit. You don't need to be doing this shit. It be them bitch ass niggas trying to turn you up. Them old buster ass niggas who ain't never really did it, who ain't never really lived that life, who ain't never really been about shit, them be the motherfuckers trying to turn you up, my nigga. And that's the thing, my nigga. Like, you gotta look at who giving you this advice, my nigga. Like, you really gotta look into these niggas' background a lot of times. Like, that was something that I learned as a young nigga. Like, there was older niggas who I would talk to, and then like my uncle Ruben, may he rest in peace. Like, my Uncle Ruben was telling me like about a bunch of the older niggas that was bitches. Like, nigga, you listening to that nigga? Nigga, I used to beat that nigga up when we was younger. My nigga, that nigga ain't never done shit. That's why he sit on the street. That nigga a bitch. Like, there's niggas out here in the Inland Empire, like older niggas that's from my hood who I met out here, but they really from the hood. And I spoke, you know, to them about certain shit. But then I go to the hood like, yeah, cuz I was talking to such and such. And they like, him? Cuz why you think he out there? That nigga's a bitch. And that be the thing. Like, nigga, you really got to check the background of a lot of motherfuckers who you getting advice from. Cuz a lot of these motherfuckers be hoes, my nigga. You know, so it's like, you know, my main advice, my nigga, like, just to put a bow on this whole little lesson that I'm teaching you niggas. Cuz I done this shit like 3 or 4 times. But the reason that I repeat certain shit is because it's important. You know, like Nipsey Hussle, you know, the God said, you know, constant repetition is the path to progression. You know, certain shit y'all niggas gonna hear me say on this show a couple different times. I might not say it the exact same way, but I'm gonna say it multiple times is because it's important. And I want motherfuckers to understand. So sometimes I'm gonna have to fucking repeat myself. Sometimes on multiple episodes. But like, nigga, you just gotta check into the motherfuckers who you get advice from, my nigga. Like, you really gotta look at the end goal and what's actually important in a lot of the moves that you make in life, my nigga. You know, like, it's a lot of shit that you might value based on something that another motherfucker said. But at the end of the day, my nigga, you gotta look at their life and their background. Cause a lot of times it ain't about shit. You gotta look at the intentions of the motherfucker that's trying to tell you certain shit. You know, because like a lot of motherfuckers, dog, like I done said before, a lot of times the advice that you receive is the worst thing that could happen to you, because a lot of times the motherfucker giving you the advice wants to see you fail. You know, like, a lot of motherfuckers don't have your best interests at heart, my nigga. A lot of motherfuckers can't wait to see you fall on your face. That's the reason they give you the advice that they give you. they tell you shit that's gonna fuck you up in the game. So you just gotta look at motherfuckers who you listening to, dog. You know, just like with the women with Derrick Jackson and shit. You know, like a lot of motherfuckers, they got bad intentions when they give you advice. You know, so just be mindful of who you listen to. You know, and as far as like your mindset moving forward through life, nigga, look at what's really important, whether that be to you or otherwise, my nigga. Because at the end of the day, my nigga, I'd rather be a rich nigga than a real nigga. And I'ma drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Yung Dolemite, on the Too Much Game podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room. Once again, if you would like to support us financially, it's patreon.com/townhousemedia. Town E House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously, Not Another Podcast, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Whenever the fuck Ben ready get around to that shit, my nigga. You know, he don't do that shit every fucking Friday night. But when he get around to it, shit be dope, my nigga. So y'all check that shit out, my nigga. Nigga love you too, Eddie Bo. But you know, Tuesday nights, the Sports for You podcast. Sports #4 letter U. Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific time, live on Facebook and YouTube. Wednesdays, live at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the No Rules podcast with Mark and Ill Will, aka the Juice Crew, aka the Bloods. Sundays, Cat vs. Dog podcast. We still in limbo, my nigga. I don't know when we gonna do that shit. Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific time, live at 5 Houston time. I'll let you motherfuckers know when we get that shit ironed out, but you know, till then, we still not sure. You know, follow me on Instagram at Uncle Dolemite, Twitter and Clubhouse at Yung Dolemite, YUNGDOLEMITE. You know, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. I'm on all fucking streaming platforms, so this motherfucker easy to find, my nigga. You know, if you got a fucking what you call that shit, an Echo B, nigga, hit Alexa, tell that bitch to turn on the Too Much Game podcast, and that motherfucker start playing. So I think that might be it, my nigga. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too Much Game.